All right, live. Shalom, 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 shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the men and women around the world, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Double honors to the men at Great Millstone. Um, I'm your brother Yakanan, and I'm back at you with another lesson today. This one is entitled "The Birth Pains Are Growing in Babylon." Okay, the birth pains are growing in Babylon. Okay, just yesterday we had SVA Bank fail. Okay, it's a bank of Silicon Valley bank failed. They say it's the largest bank um, in America, one of the largest banks in America. Okay, all right, that failed. Okay, and this is a really red flag. Okay, to let you know that the economy is tanking. Okay, the economy is tanking. All right, so all the prophecy, the tokens are being brought forth right before our eyes. Okay, all right, real soon we're going to have economic upheavals at our own banks. Okay, all right, that's coming. All right? We go to Jeremiah 30 verses 5. Jeremiah 30 verses 5. All right. All right. It reads, "But thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." And that's what's coming, okay? Because when you don't have access to your bank account, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to be in pain. You're going to be in great pain, all right? And that's what's happening to those millionaires that were putting money into that bank, okay, over there at the SVA, because they said the bank, the SVA, the Silicon Valley Bank, was for the tech industry, okay. So we're looking at big time businesses, startups, okay, in the tech world. So they got millions of dollars tied up in it. They said over 200 billion in assets, okay, and each one of those individuals will not be able to access their bank until Monday, okay? So this happened on Friday, which is a red flag, again, a red flag to let you know that it being on a Friday, they would not have access to fight back and talk to the tellers or what have you, okay? If they close on a Friday, right? So birth pains are coming to America. They're entering into America, okay? I just did a video a couple days ago based upon the layoffs that have hit America, okay? So we have great amount of layoffs, okay? Google, Amazon, all of the companies are laying off, all right? All right? So verse 7, Jeremiah 30, verse 7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So we're coming into that time period where all out upheaval and hell is coming, evil is coming upon the earth. Okay, we've reached that point in time. All right. guess we'll go to Ezekiel 7:1. He spoke about that time period that was coming upon the earth, and we reached that time period. Okay. Ezekiel 7:1, it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, also thou son of man, thus saith the Lord power unto the land of Israel, and the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. Okay, so that's what's coming upon the land. Okay, right now this is happening. Okay, we got food shortage, shortage on the rise. We know that the farmers were not able to plant their food and get enough fertilizer to be able to plant, and a lot of them filed for bankruptcy. So we're headed for a food shortage and famine. All right. Verses 4, Ezekiel 7:4. In mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it come. So we've reached that proverbial point where these evils are beginning to take hold of the planet Earth. Okay, and in Babylon the Great is no different in America. Okay, this place is beginning to feel the plagues. All right, on the earth. Okay, all right. So the Lord has sent out the men, the prophets of the Lord, to come out here and warn the children of Israel, you Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics, of what's coming upon the earth. Okay, that you are the children of Israel, and you need to repent back to the Lord. All right. All right. 2 Timothy 3:1. 2 Timothy 3 verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Okay, so many are struggling to pay their rent, their bills, okay, due to this high inflation that's hit the planet. All right, it was just mentioned a couple days ago by what's his name, Powell, the CEO, the chairman, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Powell, mentioned that he can't control inflation. Okay, he cannot control inflation. It's out of control. He can't control it. Okay, okay. He's going to start raising the interest rate again. All right. So that means that your buying power is going to continue to be reduced. Inflation is going to continue to take hold of America, and in the other countries, their country is going to pretty much collapse. Okay, it's collapsing because as our dollar rises, their currency in their own countries, it goes down. Okay, so you can anticipate global inflation. All right, more global inflation, rather. All right. Right? Ephesians 5:14. Ephesians 5:14. Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. Okay, so that's what I'm out here to do, to wake up the children of Israel. Okay, the Lord has brought forth the prophets, all right, to teach you the true understanding of the Bible. And the Lord is telling you to rise out of sleep. Okay, we come back to him and his word. All right. Verses 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right. So these days are not going to get any better. All right. Because we've reached the proverbial point where the Lord is bringing forth the prophecies in the earth. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. All right. The will of the Lord is that the children of Israel inherit the kingdom of heaven, that we be priests throughout the entire planet. That's the will of the Lord. All right. And that he's going to destroy Babylon the Great, aka America, Babylon the Great. He's going to destroy this place because this is not your rest. All right. This is the rest of Esau, Edom, and the so-called white man. This is their rest. Okay. They conquered us. All right, they conquered all the tribes, the 12 tribes. We built up their housing and their communities and all of that in slavery. Okay, with free labor. All right, so this is their rest. It's not your rest. All right, let's read that. Micah 2:10. It says, arise ye and depart from the ways of this kingdom. All right. Stop celebrating Christmas, the New Year's, holidays. Stop participating in their feast days and come back to the feast days of the Lord. All right, we're in our Passover week. This is a feast of unleavened bread. Okay, for the children of Israel. Okay. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Again, this is not your rest. This is the rest of the Edomites, so-called white man. This is their rest. Okay? All right. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Okay? So how is that going to happen? All right, by the philosophies, the wine that they're promoting, okay, through their Hollywood, okay, their LGBT agenda, through their witchcraft from the media, okay, because they own all the institutions when it comes to the television networks. All right, okay. Romans. Let me go back to Ephesians, see if I finish that off. Ephesians 5:14. So, wherefore he says, awake, thou that sleepest. Okay, you're spiritually dead. Okay, that's what it is. You're spiritually dead. You're still following Christianity. Okay, and you're still worshiping idols. Okay, so you're not quickened in the spirit. The Lord is wants to put his words in your mouth. Okay, the words of the Holy Bible. He says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, being dead spiritually, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. The wisdom out of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from this book. Okay. So see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Okay. And let's go to Proverbs chapter 1 All right. First we'll go to Hosea 4 and 6. We'll go to Hosea 4 and 6. Okay. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What knowledge is he talking about? The wisdom that is coming out of this book. Okay. All right. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shall be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So it is an obligation for the children of Israel to return back to the Bible. It's an obligation. You can't get out of this. Okay, you either turn to this, or you're going to be swept away in the storm that's coming. Okay, in the plagues that the Lord is allowing to be sent on the earth. Okay, all right, that be famine. All right, the sword of war and pestilence and plagues. All right, that's what's coming on the earth right now. All right, but the Lord, He assigned us to be priests, kings, and priests of the earth. That was the decree for the children of Israel, to be the kings and priests of the whole entire earth. So how can you become a king and a priest? You have to get wisdom. The wisdom coming from the Holy Scriptures. All right, we'll go to I think it's Exodus chapter 19, verse 6, I think. Yes, it says, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So the Lord, that's what we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be basketball players, NBA players, seeking riches, all of that, because this is going to be done away with. The Lord is going to end Babylon the Great, America, and make an example out of this place, just as he did Egypt. Okay, just as he did Egypt of old. Okay, the African Hamitic people were humbled by the Lord. Okay, he destroyed their economies. All right, with several plagues. All right, locusts, frogs. All right, darkness, fire, and hail. That's what's coming upon Babylon the Great. All right, okay, plagues are going to continuously come upon Babylon the Great and bring this place down further and further. Okay. All right. But the Lord requires us to become kings and priests of the earth. So you have to study his word in order to become a priest of the Lord. It's just common sense. Revelation 5 and 10 tells you that you're not going to get out of this. All right. Revelation 5 and 10. So if you think that you're going to become an atheist and get out of this, you're not going to get out of it. All right. Revelation 5 and 10. All right. This is the John the Revelator. And it says, it has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So this decree that the Lord made for the children of Israel is going to stand. It's not going to go away. So you have to turn to the Lord Yahweh, whose name is Yahweh. Yah meaning he, Howah meaning exists. All right. You have to turn to Yahweh, and you have to turn to Yahweh Shai, which means he saves. All right. Okay. In order to get salvation, from what's coming. What is salvation? Salvation is being able to survive the destruction that's coming upon the earth. The destruction is coming upon the America and around the globe. Okay. So Romans 13 and 11. Romans 13 and 11. it reads, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Okay, so the forefathers of old, they hope for to see these prophecies come forth, all these tokens, the plagues coming upon the earth. Okay, all right, this the rulership being cast down. Okay, they look forward to see it, but it didn't happen during their time. All right, we can go to Acts 1 and 6. When they asked that question, they asked the question of when would this take place? Our forefathers asked, when would the coming in of the kingdom be? All right. It says, when they therefore will come together, they asked of him, that's Acts 1 and 6. They asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons for which the Father has put in his own power, but ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. Okay, so the Lord is giving them a hint that the time would not be at the time that they were living. Okay, the disciples would not see the kingdom of heaven coming in, but they would continue to preach the word. Okay, and then the spirits will be sent out again into the uttermost parts of the earth of the prophets, and they would continue to prophesy. All right, okay, through regeneration and reincarnation. All right. All right, so we'll go to Luke 21, verses 9, and it reads, but when ye shall hear wars and commotions, we see wars and commotions over in Ukraine, okay, all right, but when ye shall hear wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. We had an earthquake over in Turkey, 7.8. I think it killed about almost 50,000 people. All right. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. We had when they had that earthquake. You can Google this great sign in heaven. They had this red cloud over that region of Turkey. All right, it's like a red, big, giant cloud. You can actually look that up on Google Images. Okay, so that's one of the signs. Says and great signs shall there be from heaven. Verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay hands on you and persecute you, deliver you up to synagogues and prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And that's coming because what they're gonna do is they're going to suspend the rights of citizens to be able to say what they want to say on the internet. And when they do this, what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to do what we're doing right now, preaching out on the streets, because it's going to be banned, okay, from YouTube. All right, right now it's free, but it's going to be banned real soon. All right. All right, good. All right, let's go to Matthew 24. Matthew chapter 24, verses, let's see here. We'll go ahead to verse 21. Now we'll go up to 3. All right. Because again, the prophets, the disciples wanted to know when the end would be. But I'm here to tell you that time is now. Okay. Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Okay. And we've reached that proverbial point. And Yahushua, the one they called Jesus, answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and shall deceive many. So there's been many false prophets sent out here. Your Creflo Dollars, your TD Jakes, all of them in the business of making money off the people and not teaching them the real truth. All right, telling them that they are Israelite, that they have a kingdom waiting for them. They have to do the will of the Lord. They have to seek the Lord diligently and so forth. They're not telling them that. All right, who they are as a people. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Salaki. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So that's said in Luke, and now that's said in Matthew. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and that's where we're at now. Okay, we're at the beginning of sorrows. Okay, as the inflation and the prices continue to rise, as the prices continue to rise, it's going to be less money for you to be able to spend and make purchases. Okay, so it's going to be harder for people to own housing, harder for people to rent housing. We're already there now, but it's only going to get worse. Okay, we go down to verses 21, and it reads, Matthew 24:21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And that's why I'm out here to warn you, because that's what's coming. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay, so it's going to be a time period. The Lord is telling us that there's a time period coming that's going to be worse than any other time period. All right, and we've reached that proverbial point. All right, they're ruining the economy on purpose. They're ruining on purpose to bring in the new world order. Okay, and this is going to bring great hardship to a lot of people. Okay, just as I mentioned in the beginning, that the people at the Silicon Valley Bank can't get their money out. Okay, the bank failed. Okay, so on Monday they still may not be able to get their money out. There's no guarantees, right? So you have to put your trust in the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, and not in any uncertain riches, because this is coming across the whole world. This is just the beginning. All right. This is just the beginning of sorrows. This is going to hit all the banks eventually. All right. Okay. So verse 21, 24, 21, again, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Great tribulation that like you never seen before is coming upon the earth. All right. The Lord is warning us of this, and we're warning you. All right, Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. Because that time of trouble again, okay, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. All right. Okay, so the bottom line is you need to wake out of sleep, turn to the Lord, seek the Lord, okay, and his word in order to acquire wisdom, right? If we go to Proverbs chapter 1, go to we'll go to verses 20. Wisdom crieth without. She utters her voice in the streets. That's why I'm out in the streets with the wisdom. All right. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gate. In the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? All right. How long will you love Babylon the Great and watch it disintegrate before your eyes instead of turning to the Lord? Okay. And the scorners delight in their scorns, and fools hate knowledge. Okay, the wisdom of the word. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words to you. So the Lord wants to give you the understanding by giving you putting the Holy Spirit upon you when you repent, turn to him from wickedness, okay, of this world, Babylon the Great. And then you will be able to gain the understanding of the Holy Bible, okay? Because that's our only salvation, all right? That's our only salvation. The wisdom that's coming from this book, right? And the Lord is not giving you a choice. If you're an Israelite, all right, you don't have a choice. You're either going to serve the Lord or you're going to be destroyed right here in Babylon the Great. You're going to be left here and melted, all right, with the Idumeans, the Edomites, the so-called white people. All right. Verses 23, that he's telling you this right here in Proverbs. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. So the Lord is telling you that an evil time is coming. Okay? He's going to laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your desolation cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Okay, and it is the prophets, the men of the Lord, who the Lord is the Lord's mouthpiece. Okay, it's through the men of the Lord that you get this wisdom from. Okay, and that's how the Lord's going to laugh at you, because the men of the Lord are going to laugh at you when the calamities hit and they see the things that you're going through. Okay, because we're out here warning you every single week. Okay, we're putting out lessons almost every day. The prophets are, you know. Okay. All right, because it's going to be a time like no other that's coming upon the earth. Okay, and the Lord is warning you that when the calamity comes, don't come to him trying to turn to the Lord at that time, because he's going to withdraw his hand, okay, from you. All right, and you're not going to have any protection. All right, let's go to Ezekiel 9:4. Ezekiel 9:4, which explains that judgment, okay, that's coming via the angels instituted by Esau, Edom, the troops that are gonna come across the land when they're gonna declare martial law. Eventually, once they crash the economy, all these things, they're gonna declare martial law. Okay, and the Lord is not gonna protect you. Okay, if you're an Israelite, he ain't gonna protect you, right? Ezekiel 9:4, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And who's doing that crime, signing that crime? That's us. That's the men of the Lord on the highways and hedges, telling our people to repent before it's too late. Okay. Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And the mark in the Hebrew is tawah, okay, and that means exemption from judgment. Okay, let me read that again. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, so this is telling you how the Most High is going to bring forth the judgment. All right, all right. This is what's coming upon the earth right now. So, as it says in Ephesians, we are to redeem the times, okay, and walk circumspectly. All right, all right. Let's read Second Esdras 9, 1 through 5. Second Esdras 9, 1 through 5. All right, because we got to redeem the times. All right. In other words, we need to be paying attention. And that's what the watchmen do. The watchmen of the Lord do. All right. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that at the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right. So the Lord is visiting the earth by bringing forth these judgments. Okay. And that's how we would know we're at the end. Just like as Yahushua stated in Matthew and Luke. Okay. About the wars, rumors of wars. All right. Coming upon the earth. All right. Reading on. Verse 2, 2 Esdras 9 and 2. Then shalt thou understand that at the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end right now is being manifested through the prophecies, the plagues that are being sent on the earth, and so forth. Okay. All right. We go down to verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved, saved from what? Okay. This is not Christianity. Christianity will tell you a lie that all you had to do is accept Jesus to be saved. That's not true. That's not true. You have to first of all be a descendant of Israel. You have to be an Israelite, first of all. That's first and foremost. And secondly, you have to repent and return back to the laws of the Most High to the best of your ability. All right. Second Esdras 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved, okay, and that's being saved from destruction, okay, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, what's coming upon the earth, shall be preserved from the said perils, all right, through their works and their faith, all right. So if you have no works, you're not seeking the Lord, you're basically living for yourself, then the Lord is telling you that you're not going to escape what's coming. Okay. All right, let me read that again, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved from the destruction and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay? And this is what's going to happen to all you all who don't turn to the Lord. You, as I mentioned earlier in Proverbs, that the Lord was going to turn his back on you. This is mentioned again. Then shall they, verse 9, 2 Ezra 9 and 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Okay, so you're going to be tormented by the plagues. Okay, the high price of food, you ain't going to be able to afford food. There ain't going to be no jobs. All right, the layoffs have begun. All right, the inflation is continuing to rise. I mentioned this, the chairman said he can't control inflation. He's just going to have to keep hiking up the interest rate. Okay, so you see how that works. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they have cast them away. They and them. Salaki, I'll read that again. Verse 9, 2 Ezra 9 and 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they have cast them away despitefully, shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. So there's a penalty for not knowing the Lord, not knowing Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay, there's a penalty for it. All right. Verse 10 again, for such as in their life have received benefits, you got jobs, cars, money, okay? A lot of them have been made famous in America, okay? For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, they walked by the camp, they heard the word, okay? But they just say, hey, that's not for me. They that have loathed my law while they have yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. So they said, no, I hate the Bible or whatever. You know, they cursed the Bible. All right. Understood not but despised it. This is what the Lord is saying will happen to you. The same must know it after death by pain. Okay, that's pretty serious. Okay, and that's why I'm out here right now to speak to the children of Israel, because it's a deadly serious not to turn to the Lord. Okay, not to seek the Most High. Okay, the Lord is going to punish you for not doing that. All right, and salvation is coming by way of destruction or from the Almighty. Okay, that's what salvation is coming for. Let's see if I can't find that. It ain't, you know, they say saved, they're saved, but you're not saved from anything. Okay. Okay. Isaiah 13 and 6. How are ye? For the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So we're trying to save you Israelites, you Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanic, from that coming destruction. All right? That's what salvation is. Being saved out of the hands of your enemies. Okay? All right? Okay, because we were put here, the Negroes put here in servitude, all right, for hundreds of years in slavery, all right, received no wages, weren't paid anything, right? Okay, we all know about it. We've seen the movies, Roots. We've seen 12 Years a Slave, right? That's how this nation was built up, all right? So the Lord is calling you out of it, out of Babylon the Great, before the destruction comes. That's why we're standing out here. We are the mouthpiece of the Lord. All right. We'll go to Amos. First, I go to Hosea 12 and 10. Salakia 12 and 10. All right. This is how the Lord speaks. He speaks through his men, through the children of Israel. Okay. Through the 12 tribes. That's how he speaks. Namely, through Yahweh, the tribe of Judah. Okay. The Negroes. All right. Hosea 12 and 10. I have also spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Okay. So the truth did not come by way of these various churches. It came through the prophets, all right, the men of the Lord, namely the men that are over in that began it. It happened over in Harlem, New York, in 1 West, I think 25th Street. Okay, all right, through Abba Bivens, those brothers over there, and the elders, all right, and it just snowballed, and the truth is covering the whole earth right now. It's being preached in every land, in small sanctuaries all over the earth, right? And the men would come. You would know them because they would come with not a pacifying message. They would come with a message of lamentation, mourning, and woe. Okay, I guess I can get that. I think it's Ezekiel 2 and 10. All right, Ezekiel 2 and 10. This is what the Lord told Ezekiel to do. All right, we'll go to verse 9. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. He's talking to Ezekiel. Okay, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And this is what this Bible contained. And there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. So this book was not designed to be the most pleasant words to hear. Okay, all right. We'll go to Jeremiah 28 and 8, which tells you how the prophets, what their mission would be, to how they would come. 28 and 8, Jeremiah 28 and verses 8, and it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. So they wouldn't come in a pacifying way. They would be rough. They would tell you the truth, all right? And they would give you, and they would have rebukes against the nation that they were in because they were in captivity, okay? The thing that most people don't really realize is that Yahushua, the one they called Jesus, was in captivity under the Romans, okay? Jeremiah 28 and 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay, so that's how the truth would be would come forth. It would come through the men of the Lord, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and they're being raised up as we speak right now. Okay, all over the earth. Okay, get that at Habakkuk 2 and 14. And it reads, Habakkuk 2 and 14, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh as the waters cover the sea. And that's what's happening now by way of the internet. By way of the internet, the whole world is hearing the truth. All right. And this is going to usher forth the end of this rulership, the end of the rulership of the Edomites that have ruled from the Greeks to the Romans, and now we're in the revived Roman Empire right now. So the Lord has allowed Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to rule for thousands of years. Okay. But in his stead, he's going to put Jacob, the 12 tribes, in rulership, because they're going to rule in righteousness. Esau, Edom is ruling in wickedness right now. Okay. All right, so we'll go to 2nd Esdras 16:37 through 39. Second Esdras 16:37 through 39. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. That's what's coming through on the earth right now. The plagues are not slack. Okay, it's one event after another. Train derailments. Okay, all right. Contamination of the water. The food processing plants destroyed. Okay, all right. The animals being destroyed. All right. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And that's what's coming on the earth. Okay, great sorrow, great mourning. Okay, because the Lord is casting out the wicked, the rulers. This is his way, all right, of doing that, by bringing the plagues just like he did in Egypt, all right, for the children of Israel. Okay, so train derailments all over Babylon, releasing toxic chemicals in the environment. This should let you know, and it's being done on purpose, okay? On purpose, all right? This should let you know who the devil is, all right? According to the Bible. The UN, along with the World Economic Forum, they told us there will be catastrophic events coming, all right? Before the events came, all right? They said it was going to be a black swan event. Then all of a sudden, we got this great explosion over in Ohio, right? All right. They're saying that we're going to have catastrophic cyber attacks. All right, and that's happening. All right. Okay. They made the movie White Noise in Ohio, in Palestine, East Palestine. They used the people, some of the people from East Palestine, right? Made a movie about the train explosion of chemical, hazardous chemicals, then turned around and did it for real in front of the whole world, right? Nobody's protesting about this. Nobody. So if you don't know who the devil is right now, it is none other than the so-called white man and the rulers of this world. It's Esau, Edom, all right? They're the devil. They're telling you that they're the devil. By doing such a thing, they destroy a whole town because they want to bring in this new world order, okay? They want to bring in this new world order. So far, it's been what, maybe 10 or 12 train derailments so far after it happened. Okay, so we're here to tell you that they are revealing themselves as the wicked on the earth. All right, let's go to Job 9 and 24. Job 9 and 24, which is revealing this. All right, Job 9 and 24. All right. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? All right. So the Bible is telling you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, not the righteous. All right. So who is ruling the earth? By default, you already know who's ruling the earth. It's none other than the so-called white man, right? He's ruling the earth. The European Union, America, and NATO, all right? They have the greatest army on the planet Earth, and they use it to conquer by way of the sword, All right. They use their great military to take down nations and acquire resources from them. Right. Everybody knows that. Okay. You should. Right. So they covered the faces of the judges thereof, because the true rulers were Israelites ruling over in Europe. But when they came into power after after a 1,000-year absence, okay, from 193 all the way down to the 1400s, when they came into power, they went forth to deceive the nations with white Jesus. All right. All right. And then they took down the Native Americans and the Israelites that were ruling over there, the tribe of Judah, Yahweh. Okay. So they're identified as the wicked on the earth. Okay. Over, I think it's like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Native Americans were destroyed to take this land. All right. And in Europe, they took down Spain in the castles and stuff that the Negroes were ruling over in Spain. Okay, so they covered the faces of the judges. All right, they painted over the images. That's why when you go to Google images and you look up Jesus, God, angels, Christ, all of them are white people. So they committed blasphemy against the Lord. So the Lord has judgment coming forth for them for their blasphemy. Okay. We'll go to okay, and that's what the Lord is saying as far as why he's going to bring forth this great destruction by way of nuclear fire. Okay, it's going to come by way of nuclear fire. Why that's going to happen is because of this blasphemy against the Lord and destroying his people. Okay. Hebrews 12 and 16. Hebrews 12 and 16. And it reads, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing of full, complete rulership forever, he was rejected. Okay. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So the Lord, Yahweh, rejected Esau. Okay. The firstborn son of Rebekah and Isaac, for complete rulership forever. And it was none other than the so-called white man. But the Lord is raising up the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Jacob, for rulership forever. And that's what's coming up on the earth. And that's why you're having all these plagues being sent upon the planet earth. Okay. And it's going to be many, many more catastrophic events that's going to hit the earth to usher in this kingdom of heaven. All right. With the finale being Russia and the other nations destroying this place with nuclear fire. Okay. That's how it's going to happen. Babylon the Great, America will be destroyed. Okay? And that's why I'm out here to warn my people, the Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics, before it's too late. All right? So they blew up the town of in Ohio and Palestine, right? So-called white man did that, right? Right? They did that. So how in the world can they be the people of the Lord? Because they ain't the people of the Lord. Psalm 50 and 16. All right. Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, we just spoke about the wicked. They rule the earth, the whole planet. But unto the wicked, the Most High said, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth? So they're not supposed to even be handling the Bible. All right. Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. Okay. So that's what happens. Like the president Joe Biden, he got in office. The first thing that he did was give rights to the LGBT community. Okay. All right. So the Bible tells us that, I think I get it, Leviticus 20 and 13. Right? Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. So that's what the Bible says. But what did Joe Biden do? He gave rights to homosexuals. All right. So indeed, the wicked is ruling the earth. Okay. Jeremiah 29 and 2. Oh, that's the wrong scripture. Right, let me see here. Salaki on that one. I'll pass on that one. Let's see here. We'll go to Sirach 14 and 5. Because again, they in East Palestine, they blew up the town, and all those people over there are sick. All right. And let's see here. So what shows they don't really care about life itself. And it reads Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. Okay, so when they dropped that, when they exploded those tankers over there in Ohio, it contaminated the air, and it's contaminated not only it's the contaminant not only the people of East Palestine, but the whole region. All right, so he don't care who he hurts or kills. All right, so that's what this is saying here. All right, first Ecclesiastes 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. Okay, so what they have done is they pretty much bringing harm to not only people of East Palestine, but everybody. All right, and we go to Revelation 11 and 18. Revelation 11 and 18, and it reads, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou should give us a reward unto the servants, the prophets, okay, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and this is the point, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Okay, they're destroying the earth, the rulers of this world, and the Lord is going to destroy them by nuclear fire. Okay. Right. Go to Revelation 6 and 4, which points out Esau, Edom, as the culprit. Right, the one. Also on the left-hand side, bringing forth these plagues. All right. And there went out another horse that was red, synonymous for Esau, Edom, because he came out of birth as red, as a red man. All right. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Okay, and they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So with his military, he's taking peace from the earth. Okay, through sanctions, ordering other nations to yield to them by way of the dollar bill, because we have the reserve currency, and all the oil was being traded from Saudi Arabia in dollars. Okay, and so right now the other nations are leaving from the dollar, and they're forming the BRICS nations, in which they're coming forth with their own currencies. All right, and that's why the whole world is going with central bank digital currencies right now. Okay, because of America, they all these sanctions that they're putting on them, they're taking peace from the earth. Okay, so they're being identified as the people that are taking the peace from the earth. It's none other than Babylon the Great, Esau, Edom, all right, and their people. That's what this is talking about. Verse 5, and when he had opened a third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. This is symbolizing judgment, the balances, and then it's coming down to the wheat and the penny is famine. Okay, it's going to be great famine, and this is going to symbolize. This symbolizes hyperinflation, and which is soon hitting America. Hyperinflation is covering the whole earth. All right, because of this dollar. Okay, it's being devalued every single day. All right, we'll go down to verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the first part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. All of these horses is symbolizing Esau, Edom. All right, this nation, the people that are in rulership right now in America, all right, and around the world, the so-called white man and their seed, all right. But the Lord is going to give the kingdom of heaven to the Israelites, all right, and he's going to destroy the nation of Babylon the Great, all right. And as I explained in Isaiah, that the destruction is coming. For salvation is going to come by way of a destruction. Okay, all right. So two-thirds of Israel will be destroyed. 2/3 of Israel will be destroyed. All right, along with the nation of Edom. Okay, and their seed line. All right, so that's why we're telling you to repent right now before it's too late. All right, so we'll go to Daniel 4:17, which explains that the Lord Yahweh is in rulership of the world, not Esau, Edom. Okay, the Lord, he controls everything. All right, we'll go to Daniel 4:17. And it reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So the Most High raised up the Romans to rule. Okay, All right, the Edomites, the so-called white man, to rule for a period of time before they will be taken out of rulership, and the kingdom of heaven will be ushered in. And we go to Revelations 20:1. All right, and we'll start there. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. The bottomless pit of Europe. All right, and a great chain being slavery. All right, being a seal put on him by Yahweh and the angels. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, this 1,000-year period was from like 193 all the way up to the 1300s. That's when the so-called white man was not in rulership anymore. All right, all right. When the 1300s came, that's when they started to rise back into power again. All right, and take down Jacob. All right. Verse 3, Revelation 20:3, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years were fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. All right. So they got loose in the 1300s. The Lord broke that seal off of them, took the seal off them so that they can rise back up into power again. All right. The Romans, the so-called white man, right? That's what happened. All right. And when we go down to verse 7, Revelation 20:7, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of prison. And that should let you know that it's not a physical, it's not a spiritual demon Satan. It's a man, okay? It's a people, all right? Okay, it's not some spandex rip wearing person, all right, in the spirit world. No, he's talking about a people, all right? And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan, the Roman Empire, shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations, all right? Let's stop there. How did they go about and deceive the nations? They deceived the nations with white Jesus. All right. That's how they did it. They did it with white Jesus. They went all over the planet Earth conquering and putting the cross in the ground while they were doing it, killing and taking and spoiling. All right. That's how. Okay. So in verse 8, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. All right. All right. And then continuing on, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So the Lord flashed to the future and is saying that Gog and Magog is going to go to war with this nation, which the nation that he's talking about, which is identified as Satan and the devil, which is none other than Esau, Edom. This nation in which we're currently dwelling in. All right. The Russians are symbolic of God, okay, and those nations down below it, Iran and so forth, Gog and Magog, okay. And so I'll read that again. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. So when they came back into power, they went forth to deceive all the nations. They conquered all of South America, all right, and gave them Catholicism and gave us Christianity, same thing, okay, throughout the planet, whole planet Earth, okay. That's how they deceived the nations. They put themselves up as the Messiah, okay, in their image, okay, a so-called white man, and they gained power over the whole earth, okay. The Lord is going to take them out of their rulership. We go to Daniel 7:25. You read that. He's going to take them out of their. He's going to take them out of their rulership and give it to Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, and it reads. All right. Daniel 7:25. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times of dividing of times. Okay, and that's the children of Israel, the Israelites, the prophets, will be given into his hands. They went into servitude. They were under in various captivities under the Greeks. Now we're under the Romans. All right, we were given into their hand. Okay, for a period of time. But the judgment shall sit, verse 26, and they shall take away his dominion. That means that the Israelites are going to take away his dominion, to consume it, to destroy it unto the end. Verse 27, and the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Okay, so it's going to be given to the saints of the Most High. Okay, the kingdom of heaven will be given to the saints of the Most High. And we'll go ahead to Psalm 148 and 14, which states who the saints are. All right. All right. Psalms 148 and 14. He also exalt the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye Yahweh. So the Lord is going to get a kingdom of heaven, the next rulership, when this one falls to the children of Israel. Let's read that again. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, and people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord. So the saints are the children of Israel from the 12 tribes. That's who the saints are and have always been. Okay. All right. We'll go to Daniel 2:44. Daniel 2:44, which tells you that it's not going to be kingdom is not going to be given to any other people. It's not going to be given to any other people ever again. Daniel 2:44. Right. Daniel 2:44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So all the kingdoms of the earth are going to belong to the nation of Israel and Judah. All right, because there's what that's who received the covenant of the Lord. All right, all who return back to him in spirit and in truth. All right, before it's too late. So the said perils are going to come upon the earth in order to get rid of wicked Israelites and to destroy this kingdom that we live in. All right, we go to that at Zechariah 13:8, which tells you that's going to happen. 13:8. 2/3 of Israel and Judah will be destroyed in these perils that come upon the earth. We mentioned earlier. Okay, famine, the sword, all right, and so forth. Zechariah 13:8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. Okay? So the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of Israelites. You wicked Negroes, Native Americans, and Latinos. All right? You're going to die here in Babylon the Great. You don't return to the Lord in spirit and truth. You're going to die here along with the nation of Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white men. You're going to die right with them. That's why we're out here to warn you before it's too late. All right? We'll go to Psalms we'll go to Isaiah. We'll go to Isaiah 10 verses 20. Isaiah 10 verses 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So they're going to leave off the practices of this society in which they were cast into. America, Babylon the Great, and all around the world. They will hear these words that I'm telling you today and repent, return to the Lord. Okay? All right? So we'll start again. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, only a small amount of is going to be saved. All right? From the destruction. And such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. Okay? So the Lord is going to allow them to be put to death. A consumption. That means he's going to allow you to be consumed in these perils that come upon the earth. Okay? All right? And it's going to overflow and right. It's going to be righteous. Considered righteous. Because you didn't turn to the Lord before it was too late. All right? So when the evil times come, he's going to withdraw his hand from you and not protect you. Okay? And when that famine hit, you're going to understand. I mean, when you can't get food to eat, that's when you're going to understand. All right? So the Lord, he's orchestrating this famine in the land, all right, that's coming across the earth right now by way of Esau, Edom, destroying the farms and farmland, the cattle, polluting the sea, these rivers and stuff like that. He's allowing this to take place. The Lord is allowing this to take place. It's going to be it's a part of the judgment on Babylon the Great. Ezekiel 14 and 13. Ezekiel 14, 13. And it reads, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Okay? And the Lord is not going to preserve you unless you turn to him in spirit and in truth. Leave off idol worship, white Jesus, okay, and so forth. All right. Verse 14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, said the Lord. How? Okay, so it don't. If you're not being righteous yourself, the Lord is going to destroy you. Okay, if you're an Israelite. Okay, all right. The Lord is going to consume you in these plagues that are coming upon the earth. Okay. The Lord, he's going to allow Israel to be put to death. All right. It's just simple as that. So I think that's let me see if I can find it. It's First Peter, I think. Yeah, First Peter 4 and 17. All right, 2/3 of Israel shall be put to death during the plagues that the Lord is going to send. All right. It says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? All right. So he's going to allow Israel, 2/3 of Israel, to be put to death. All right. I'll read that again. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? So judgment's going to come and hit Israel. Okay. Just recently, the couple that went down to, like 4 people went down to Mexico in a war-torn city, all right, seeking to do wickedness, get liposuction, BBL. The girl, one of the women did, and the men got put to death, got shot up in the cars. All right, judgment from the Lord. Okay, all right, because it's wickedness. We're not supposed to have cutting of the flesh. All right, that's against the law of the Lord. All right, but yeah, he's bringing judgment upon us. These were 4 Negroes that went down into Mexico and were put to death just this week. I mean, it was two of them were put to death. The other 2 survived. All right. Ezekiel 21st chapter. And it reads, Ezekiel 21:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem, and drop thy word toward the holy places, and prophesy against the land of Israel, and say to the land of Israel, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, and will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. Seeing then that I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. Now I explained that the Lord is going to preserve a remnant of Israel. Okay, so because he's going to cut off the righteous and the wicked. Okay, seeing then that I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath against all flesh from the south to the north, that all flesh may know that I, the Lord, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath. It shall not return any more. Right? So the Lord is going to allow the so-called white man to bring forth his troops and take Jake out, take the sons of Jacob out. Okay, all right. So the Lord is asking that you return so he can cover you during this time, this evil times that are coming upon the earth. All right. Second Ezra 15:1. So the Lord has us out here doing this work, you know, as watchmen for the Lord. Okay. All right. Watchmen for Israel. All right. Second Ezra 15:1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. That's what I've been telling you this whole time, right? Words of prophecy. All right. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues. And that's what we've been talking about, the Lord. That's what this lesson is about. Birth pains are coming upon the earth. Okay? Sorrows. Okay? Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And why? Why would he do that? For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Okay? When we go down to verse 10, it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And Egypt being another, we're in another Egypt today. Okay? The children of Israel are still here in bondage in another Egypt. We're taken from the coast of West Africa. Okay? We're taken from the coast of West Africa and put here in America, and we're still in captivity in another Egypt. Okay? All right? And we can, I guess I can get that at Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. Okay? 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you, or no man shall redeem you. So we were sent to another Egypt, all right, which is the house of bondage, all right. Let me read that again. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Okay, we know we were in the we were slaves and under servitude to the Hamitic nations in the actual Egypt, but the Lord said he will send us back to Egypt, another Egypt. And when you look on the back of your dollar bill, you will see a pyramid symbolizing Egypt, and you'll see America with the eagle, which is the symbol of the Romans. So we got sent back to another Egypt, okay, and which is Babylon the Great, America, okay. All right, so we'll go back to Second Esdras, the 15th chapter. All right, and we go to verse 10 again. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So that's what's happening. The calamities and the plagues are going to continue on. Okay, many great miseries are coming upon the earth right now. Okay, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smit with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Okay. All right. So that's what's coming upon the earth. All right. We'll keep reading. Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with fearful constellation. And this happened in 2019. They had flooding over in Nebraska and Iowa, and all that corn and silos got destroyed, and everything got all flooded up. Okay, and this continued after in 2020 we had the pestilence 19 hit, and then that affected the whole supply chain, the whole market. So we've got consistent plagues coming upon the earth, and most people don't even realize that. Okay. So this is going to be the end result, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. 2 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. Okay? So what's going to eventually happen is we're going to have economic upheaval. The banks are going to collapse. They're going to bring in this central bank digital currency, and the people are going to revolt, okay, because of lack of food. We'll read about it. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. So real soon, it's going the citizens are not your neighbor is not going to be your neighbor no more. He's going to be your enemy. Okay. That's what that's saying. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able due to lockdowns, right? For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed. The city shall be troubled, Salaki. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And why? Why is this going to happen? And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation that's coming upon the earth. Okay? So your neighbors are going to spoil you. They're going to kick in your door, all right, and take your goods because there ain't going to be much food. Okay? They're going to have this totalitarian rule come forth, all right? Which leads me, I guess I'll show one sign here, explain it a little bit. All right. This here. Slovakia. All right. So they're bringing this forth, the Great Reset, and this is coming whether you like it or not. This is here. That's why they're destroying the rivers, the seas. They're creating chaos in the earth. All right. So they can bring this in. They can say, hey, we got the solution. All right. It's going to be the central bank digital currency and the new world order, in which they're going to come in with a digital ID, in which has been announced over in Australia. You can look it up. They just announced the digital ID being approved over there in Australia. All right. All right. All right. They want to monitor and surveil each individual. And this is this guy here. This is Klaus Schwab, the leader of the movement, the World Economic Forum. You can look him up. Okay. All right. And they're spearheading this great reset. All right. So all your cash that you got that's in the bank is going to be no more good real soon. All right. We just had the SVA, Silicon Valley Bank, fail. Okay. So you can stay tuned because your bank is next. All right. Your bank is next. It's coming. All right. They're going to crash the economy, bring in this central bank digital currency, and then they're going to come forth with the digital implant. Okay. In which that's the only way you're going to buy and sell is through the digital ID and the digital implant. All right. The RFID microchip, in which is right here. All right. They're going to put this in your hand. That's the only way you're going to be able to buy or sell is with this grain of rice. That's going to be instituted. So that's why you're seeing the chaos on the earth right now. That's why you're seeing all the chaos as far as what's happening in Ohio. There was a bomb found on the train tracks in Philadelphia. Okay. All these chemical spills, because they have to cause the chaos first in order to bring in and usher in the new world order agenda, the agenda 2030, okay, in which is going to enslave the world. All right, we go to Revelation, and we'll end off here at Revelation 13. Revelation 13. Right. Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't bow down to their system, the beast system, all right, ruled by NATO, America, and the European Union, in which this is going to go across the whole world, you're going to have to take the RFID implant. You're going to have to get this universal, this digital ID. If you don't, you're going to be cast out of the system. You're not going to be able to buy or sell or participate in the system. All right. You're going to have to keep up with your pestilence, and the concoctions that they come up with. Okay, if you don't keep up with it, okay, on this digital ID, again, you're not going to be able to participate. All right, in the new world order economy. All right, that's what I'm saying. All right, so and eventually they're going to kill you for not taking part in it. All right, you're going to they're going to say that you're an enemy of the state. All right, verse 16, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Mark is a different mark from Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, the 4th verse. This mark is a charagma, in which is a stigma or stamp or branding. Okay, they want to put this in you in order to pretty much control you, surveil you, have all your information on that grain of rice. Okay, if you understand it. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. The beast being the Roman Empire, the NATO, Roman Empire, NATO, America, and the European Union. Okay, so when you bow down to this, you take this RFID implant, you're saying that you are worshiping them. Okay, that's what the Lord is saying. Okay, when you bow down to this system that's coming, and it's coming quickly. All right, and this is what's going to happen to you if you take that into your hand. All right, and over 50,000 have already taken it. Not in here, Revelation 14 and 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, and that's Revelation 14 and 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, all right, and his image, and receive his mark in their foreheads or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So in other words, you're going to be left here and melted. You're going to be melted in Babylon the Great when World War III breaks out. When they start volleying those missiles over here, you're going to be burned up, okay, and left. That's what the Lord is saying, all right? So with that, I say all praises to Yahweh, all praises to Yahweh Shai, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and shalom to the believers, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Shalom.